wondering what Redskins fans are looking for at the Combine, gets great ratings, so people do watch it. So you're looking for anything in particular, and can anything sway you? What I mean by swaying you is like Kyler Murray. A lot of people would love Kyler Murray if EB was here. That's what he wants. Buzz. Guy won the Heisman. Probably a boomer bust pick. Everybody's going to be looking at his height. But let's say, like, would something sway you and make you, like, higher on him? Like, what if he has huge hands for whatever reason? Because don't they measure their hand size?
Absolutely.
Oh, they measure everything.
But if he has tiny hand size and he measures it 5'8" and a quarter, that might sway you and be like, that's just way too small.
I've already heard that Drew Locke has relatively small hands, so that's already a strike against him.
And then there are guys that might sway you in terms of maybe a 40. Like if you're looking at edge rusher, here in the Washington Post it says there are 3 guys who the Redskins should be considering. Montez Sweat from Mississippi State, 6'6", 245.
He's a stud.
22.5 sacks in 2 seasons. Chase Winovich from Michigan.
Yep.
And Ja'Kai Polite from Florida. So let's say one of those guys runs a ridiculous 40. Maybe that sways you, and you say, you know what, I do want to go after that guy. Or are you just the tape is what you need to look at? Like I know we have Charlie Castley on. He's bigger on the tape than the Combine.
Yeah, I want to see more of what they've done in college.
And I think most of the coaches and scouts are bigger on the tape too. But you got to know that Kyler Murray is going to come in probably under 5'10".
Yes.
Now, whether or not he gets to 200 pounds or not, that's the big number. You want him to get to 200 pounds. I know with Trace McSorley, they wanted him to get to 200. He was at 201 when he was at the Senior Bowl. So that's a big number. But Kyler Murray, if he gets in at 5'10", I'd be surprised.
On the roster at Oklahoma, he was listed at 5'10", 195.
Kyler
Probably
was
generous. 800-636-1067. So what are your takes on the Combine? What are you looking for, and will anything sway you? So the Post laid out 10 guys who can catch the Redskins' attention. Kyler Murray was at the top of the list. You're going to look at height, hand size, body type, all that sort of thing.
40 times.
I don't know that it's confirmed that he's going to throw on Saturday. Some of these guys wait for their pro day. They mentioned Drew Locke, who's listed at 6'4", 225.
What's interesting about that is Haskins, I believe, is going to throw.
Yes.
But Murray might not. Yep.
So if I'm Haskins, I'm definitely throwing because all the buzz that's building on Kyler Murray might unseat him as the first quarterback pick. So if throwing is his strong suit, he should definitely go out at the Combine and throw, especially if Murray isn't.
And with Locke,
gives him an advantage.
Well, you better throw it well.
Right.
Locke, who played at Missouri, they say accuracy and consistency are his question mark. They think he's got a great arm, but it's the accuracy. So if you watch him, let's say he just throws the ball all over the park.
You know what? I
in those
pretty
drills,
much want an accurate quarterback.
I do think
in
it
the
would
NFL.
sway you. Then there's Daniel Jones, and they have Clayton Thorson as a potential mid-round selection. So let's say the Redskins don't go quarterback with their first-round pick. He might be somebody to
not
eye.
interested. And Craig Hoffman did a really good write-up on that. If you're not picking your quarterback in the first 2 rounds, you're basically wasting your time.
And Thorson's is probably a backup at best.
Right.
Anyway. I mean, big kid, but threw a lot of picks at Northwestern.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, I'm looking. He had 17 touchdowns, 15 picks.
He threw a lot
Terrible
of picks.
ratio.
He's not a great thrower. Doesn't have the accuracy that some. But that's why he's projected as a mid-rounder.
I mentioned the edge rushers. They have. They also have a couple of safeties listed here. Deontay Thompson from Alabama, Nasir Adderley from Delaware, and then Cody Ford on the offensive line from Oklahoma as 10 guys to look at in the Post. So I don't know. My thing is I'm not as a bigger consumer of the NFL Combine as some of you other guys here on the show. I'll watch it casually a little bit.
I'm definitely going to watch the quarterbacks.
But it doesn't sway me that much because there's so many guys who kick ass at the Combine and then end up being busts.
Sure. But it'll be interesting to see how these guys throw because there's a lot of buzz surrounding, Haskins, Murray, Greer, Locke, Jones, those guys, Ryan Finley. And it'll be interesting to see what Kyler Murray, if he does run, what he runs the 40 in. If he can somehow crack the 4.4 range, man, that's the buzz is going to be.
What if he runs like a 4.3, like 4.35 or something?
That's what I mean. I doubt he'll be that fast, but if he is, some of these GMs are going to fall in love with him.
They're going to be zooming up the board if that happens.
But I don't know what Redskins fans want. Do they want a quarterback at 15? You just want to get best player available? Do you want to trade up just because you love Murray so much.
Well, that's the thing. Maybe you trade up if you're impressed by somebody.
Yep.
If you're impressed at 15 and you see Kyler Murray, let's say he does throw on Saturday and he's uber accurate and he runs that 4.3 and he's 5'9 3/4. A little taller than you expect because some people are fearful that he might be in the 5'8 range.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say he's 5'10. His hand size is okay. Then all of a sudden maybe you decide maybe we will move up for him.
And then they have to interview well. You have to factor that into
I
it.
find it hard to believe that he'll interview well just based on the Dan Patrick clip.
I'm sure he'll be better.
Oh, he has to be better.
But
They also get their Wonderlic scores.
yeah. It'll be interesting
For
to see.
a quarterback, I think it matters.
Oh, I think it definitely
Every other
matters for a
position, I would
quarterback.
say it doesn't really matter.
You want your quarterback to be a good decision maker, smart, quick on his feet. You don't want a big, stupid playing quarterback. It's
but
the
didn't
last
Ben
thing you want.
Roethlisberger supposedly get a nubby score?
I don't know. I can look it up.
I feel like Ben Roethlisberger didn't kill the Wonderlic,
He might not have.
and he's been
I'll let
pretty
you
damn
know,
good.
He has.
Well, I don't know. I mean, everyone's going to be pointing to Haskins and Murray. And
Let me ask you this though, hypothetically, is the GM of the Redskins,
mm-hmm.
and at 15, both Kyler Murray and Drew Locke are available. You watch a lot of college
That's a great
football.
question. That's a
You've
great
got
question.
Drew Locke, the more traditional drop back, 6'4", 225.
Yeah.
And you have the Heisman Trophy winner, super exciting. What are you going to do?
Am I the GM? Am I the GM as a fan, or am I the GM trying to make the Redskins better?
You're the GM trying to make the Redskins better.
I'm not as sold on Murray at the next level as a lot of people are. I'd probably take a flyer on Locke, but I wouldn't feel great about it. If you're just giving me those two players, I wouldn't feel great about Locke. I mean, I'd much rather have Haskins, but he's not going to be available.
Haskins gets picked by the Giants at number 6. All the rest of the teams, they pass. They decide they're going to grab Nick Foles via free agency or whatever. A lot of the teams don't need quarterbacks. You go right down.
There's big question marks with both of them. Certainly with Locke, with the accuracy.
Right.
He had a better year last year.
Would you eliminate one of those guys if they have an awful combine?
Oh, if Drew Locke stinks up the joint and looks terrible, I'm